Hi, how are you doing? I hope you're doing okay. Today we're going to go over some of the words that we took in units 1 and 2. So pay attention to me, please. Number 1, your sister is your parents' daughter. Your sister is your parents' daughter. A group of people who play music together is called a bin, bag, band, or pond. It's called a band. So band is a group of people who play music together. Hazim and Hatem are spaced. They are brothers and aged 12. So once I say brothers and they have the same age, it means that they are going to be twins. Space are animals that are like sheep. Space are animals that are like sheep. Once I say they are like sheep, it means that I need to choose goats. Goats are animals that are like sheep. Space is a difficult sport. So once I say sport, this means I need something that you play. Drawing, that is what you do. Physics, this is a subject that you study. Mathematics, also a subject that you study. Gymnastics is a sport that you do. So the answer will be gymnastics is a difficult sport. And don't forget that once I have the S here, and S again, don't forget that this word just one subject, so you need to choose is with it or has, okay? We know it is time for the next lesson when we hear the, don't be confused by the vowels here. Ball, you know what a ball is? Bill, that's what you pay when you go to a hotel. Bell, this one is the answer. Pile, this is not the answer, so you're gonna choose bell. At break, I play games with my friends in the playground. Of course, we all play in the playground. We all play in the playground. The children in the USA space to school on snowmobile. Take, give, stay, or travel. So you say travel because when you go to school, sometimes people in the USA, because of the snow, they use snowmobile to travel to school. Some children in Egypt space to school. Bikes are fantastic. So he gave you the answer here. Because of bikes, you're gonna choose what? You're gonna choose cycle. Cycle means to go to school by a bike. Cars, buses, boats, and trains are space of transport. Now, you need to pay attention to this one. You have R here. You can never use farm, can never use mean. You must use means. One, you see, you have plural form here, so you need R with means. Before I start on number 11, I'm going to tell you about, or remind you about the grammar of Unit 1. Grammar of Unit 1, something that is easy that you have taken before several times, subject pronouns. Once I say subject pronouns, you must know that I'm going to use a word that replaces a noun. They are called I, we, you, they, he, she, it. I, we, you, they, he, she, it. Now, instead of saying Ali ate the cake, I'm going to say he ate the cake. And instead of saying Ali and Ahmed played football, I'm going to say they played football. So I'm going to use subject pronouns to replace the noun. Don't forget that subject is one who does the action. Now, once you make a sentence, you need to use subject, verb, and object. Subject, verb, and object. Subject is the one who does the action. Verb is the action that you do inside the sentence. And the object, the thing that you do the action in. Now, I'm going to talk about object pronoun. Once you say object pronouns, you need to know that you're going to put a word replaces the object. And instead of saying Ali ate the cake, I'm going to say Ali ate it. Ali ate it. Okay, so and instead of saying Ali helped Mona, I'm going to say Ali helped her. So object pronouns, they are words that I put to replace the object, the thing that they do the action in. Me, him, her, us, them, you, and it. Me, him, her, us, them, you, and it. Now we're going to go to possessive adjectives. Possessive adjectives. Possessive to talk about ownership. Adjective to tell you that I have a noun that I describe as it's mine, if you remember that. So when I say this is my marker, I need to put the word marker after the pronoun I'm using, after, the possessive adjective I'm using. My, his, her, it's, your, our, their. My, his, her, it's, your, our, their. Don't forget that possessive adjectives are always followed by a noun. Now we're gonna use possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns, it's called possessive because I'm talking about something that belongs to someone. I'm talking about ownership. I'm talking about possessions. So, but once I say pronouns, these pronouns replaces the noun, so they are not followed by a noun. Mine, his, hers, it's, yours, our, theirs. Mine, his, hers, it's, yours, our, their. Now let's go to number 11. They are hair bags. They are. Now, once you say hair bags, what is this one called? This one is called possessive adjectives. This one called what? Possessive adjective. They are, and I want to finish the sentence by it, so I need to use something that is called possessive pronouns that I don't need a noun after it. This one is hers. This one is hers. Our parents are proud of. I need you to think about this one. Our parents, this is the subject, are is the verb, proud of is an adjective, a normal adjective. So what do I need more here? I need an object. I need an object. Now, because we work hard at school, I have we and object pronouns me, him, her, us, them, you, and it. And we, because of we here, we're gonna use us. Throw the ball to space, please, I'm waiting. Now, again, I need you to think, what do you need here in this sentence? You need an object. You need an object. Throw the ball to what? To me. Clap for the football players. I finish the sentence by full stop here. Clap for the football players. Now I need to start another sentence and a space here. Played very well. So this is the place of the subject and this is the place of verb. Subject, verb. So what do I need here? I need a subject, someone who does an action. Now they, their, them, or theirs. Which one of them is a subject? This one is called a subject pronoun, so you're gonna use they played very well. Don't get confused by all of these, please study them well. Shadi and Mona do space homework every day. Now look again at the sentence. Shadi and Mona, those are people who do the action. This is the action, and space homework, something that belongs to them. Okay, so what are you going to use here? Here, you're going to use their as a possessive adjective because it's followed by a noun. Can I use theirs here? No, I cannot because you have a noun. If you don't have a noun like the first sentence here, you can use possessive pronouns. But this one doesn't have, has a noun, so you need to use possessive adjective. Before I start on this part, I'm going to remind you about the present simple tense. The present simple tense is a tense that we use to talk about habits, facts, and routines. Habits, something that you do every week, every year. So he visits his aunt every week. Facts, something that will never change, like the sun rises every day. Routines, something that you do daily. Something that you do daily. How do you form present simple? Is formed by present simple is formed by I, we, you, they take infinitive. He, she, it take the verb plus s. I, we, you, they take infinitive. Infinitive means a verb without any additions. The base form of the verb, like they ride. Take the bus. They take the bus every day. They take the bus every day. I, we, you, they take the verb without any addition. He, she, it take the verb plus s, es, ies. Es when a verb ends with sch, shxo. Sch, shxo. And like he goes to school by car. He goes to school by car. I added here es to the verb because it ended by the letter O. So pay attention to this one. And I use IES when a verb ends with consonant and Y. Consonant and Y. Like fly, like study. So you remove the Y to add IES. You remove the Y to add IES. I use don't and doesn't. I use don't and doesn't in the negative. I use do and does in the question. Remember that after does or doesn't, the verb is infinitive. And I, we, use, they take do and don't. He, she, it take does or doesn't. He, she, it take does or doesn't. Don't forget to use the base form of the verb after does or doesn't. In present simple also I use some words that refer to the tense like always, usually, sometimes, rarely, never, often, hardly ever. They are called the adverb of frequency. The adverb of frequency, they come in the sentence before the main verb but after verb to be. Before the main verb but after verb to be. So when I say I always go to school, I always go to school, I can never say I go always. So you must say I always go before the main verb but after verb to be. If you remember with me, verb to be am, is, are in the present simple tense. Am, is, are in the present simple tense. And I takes am, he, she, it take is, we, they take are. And another example of after verb to be, he is always happy, she is always sad. So you put the adverb of frequency after verb to be but before the main verb, before the main verb. And let's start answering this one. We space go to school on Fridays. Now this one is about the meaning. Fridays here is this is a day where we all have our holiday, so you can never say sometimes, always, or often. You need to say the adverb of frequency, never. What are you good? This is what we talked about before. We talked about prepositions and the importance of preposition. You need to remember each one of them. This one is good at. If you remember with me what we took inside our classes, good at. And if you remember also after good at, the verb plus ing or a noun, good at drawing, good at playing. Or you can say good at art, good at English, okay? Don't forget this one, good at plus verb plus ing or plus a noun. Amira space her homework after dinner. Now pay attention, now I'm talking about the place of the adverb of frequency. I said before, after verb to be, but before the main verb. But pay attention, do you have here, what is the main verb here? Is it is or is it does? Of course, homework takes what? Takes does. So this is a regular verb, not verb to be. So it's after verb to be, but before the main verb. Which one of them is before the main verb? It's never does. It's never does. Now, before we go to this part, I'm going to remind you about the possessive apostrophe S. The possessive apostrophe S, I use it to talk about ownership and possessions also, but I mention the name. When I say it's Ali's bag, it means this bag belongs to Ali, okay? But when you have a word that ends with an S in a plural form, you need to use S apostrophe. You need to use what? S apostrophe. So this is the space room. I'm talking about room. That's why I took is here. I'm talking about the room. But inside the room, do you have just one teacher or lots of teachers? You have lots of teachers. So you're going to put S apostrophe because I need in the plural form. It is a space. It is a space. Huda notebook. I'm going to say apostrophe S here because I'm talking about something that belongs to someone. It is Huda's note. Can I say Huda's with S apostrophe? No, just one Huda. So I can never say Huda's S apostrophe. This form, you use it when it's a plural only. When it's a plural only. So this answer will be it is Huda's notebook. It is Huda's notebook. Now, this question is about reading and correcting what's underlined here. Now, I said before, I will use they, take do and don't, he, she, it, take does or doesn't. Does you play chess? Of course, you know that does will be replaced by do. This is a mistake, so you're going to replace it by do. He don't play music, he, she, it, take does or doesn't. This one will be doesn't. What is her hobbies? Look at this word. Is it singular or plural? This one is plural form. Can you use is with plural form? No, of course you must use are. So this one, what are her hobbies? What are her hobbies? This is Ali's phone. Now in this one, Are you going to put S apostrophe or apostrophe S? Apostrophe S because Ali is one person. I'm not talking about lots of people, just one person. So you're going to add Ali's apostrophe S, Ali's phone. I arrived. If you remember with me what we said inside your books, please check your books and the notes that we have written inside your books. Arrived at, arrived in. Arrived at and arrived in. Arrived at this for small places like school, arrived at school, arrived at supermarket, but arrived in with bigger places like continents, countries and cities. So this one is a city, so you're going to use what? Arrived in. You're going to use arrived in. Now Dina is just one person, and when she say one person, present simple because Thursday, something happens every Thursday. Once I say every Thursday, you must know that we use present simple. So what do you need here to do with the verb? You need to put I, we use it with infinitive, he, she, it takes the verb plus S. ES when a verb ends with SCH, SHXO. And I have the verb here ends with an O, so you're gonna put what? ES, so Dina goes swimming on Thursday. He is good at. I said before that good at plus verb plus ing or it's plus a noun. Okay, so what, I can say he's good at football, or I can say he's good at what? At playing football. Because after any preposition you need to put the gerund form, which is verb plus ing. Now remember with me, we said that adverb of frequency, we use them after verb to be but before the main verb. He always is, of course it's incorrect. You're gonna use what? Is always, because it's after verb to be, is always. Before the main verb, they eat never, so of course it's incorrect. You're gonna make them never eat. We're gonna go to units 3 and 4. When I revise the words, I'm not revising all words that you have taken, so you need to check your book and the notes that we have written inside your books also. Please check it, go and look through them carefully, the notes I have written for you inside the classroom. A baby bird is very space, it cannot fly for many days. So when I say it cannot fly for many days, and I have a baby, it means what? It means it's weak, not strong enough to do something by itself. My aunt is very space, she always gives me big presents, okay? She always gives me big presents. Because of this sentence, I'm gonna say what? Sad, kind, or unkind, or poor. Of course, she's kind because she gives us lots of presents, gives me lots of presents. A space person makes good decisions. Remember this word carefully. Sensitive, lazy, doesn't like doing things. Sensible, someone who can take decisions, right decisions. Busy, have lots of things to do. This one is the correct answer, of course. A sensible person makes good decisions. A blog is an online space on which someone writes regularly. Dairy, products of milk. Diary, something that you write things on it every day. Diaries, lots of diaries. Daily, something that you do every day, or it means every day. Now what are you going to choose? We're going to choose diary because I have the singular form. Can I choose diaries here? Yes, it has the same meaning, but this one is in plural form, so I don't need the plural form here because I have is and, so I need the singular form. Basil has got space because he cannot walk. Of course, here you're going to choose wheelchair, which is used by disabled people who cannot walk. I'm summarizing some of the words of units 3 and 4. There are some, you need to check your books. They are taken selfies. I'm sending you one of their photos now. You choose service. Soha is not making a video. A video what? A video call. Mr. Osman is a space his phone with a phone charger. Phone charging means that he is doing what? He is charging his phone. Computers and mobiles are examples of what? Food, technology, or subjects. Of course, it's technology. It's important to stay safe online. Of course, you need to stay safe online. You need to stay safe online. Now, before I go to this part, I'm going to revise some of the grammar that you have taken before. First one is talking about the present perfect. We have taken this in details in Germans, so pay attention to it. Present perfect is a tense that we use to talk about past action that has impact until now. It has or is still true until now. We form it by have or has plus past participle. And if you remember with me, past participle is the third form of the verb. We use it to form other tenses. Past participle is the same with the regular past. Don't forget when you say looked, 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 played, 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 jumped, jumped, jumped. Okay, so you need to put the past participle as it is if it is in the regular past. But it is different when you use a regular verb, like see, saw, seen, go, went, gone, or been. Okay, so past participle is different when you have an irregular verb in the past. I use have with I, we use a, has with he, she, it. I, we use a with have, got, and he, she, it with has, got. I use them to talk about also something that I own or I have it, okay? Now, also I have can and can't for abilities. I use can and can't for abilities, something that I can do or he can do, okay? They are able to do it. So I use can for positive ability when I say I can ride a bike, I can drive a car. I use can't when I'm not able to do something. I use can't when I'm not able to do something. He can't say the alphabet because he is too young. So I use can to talk about abilities also, can and can't for abilities, and I use them to talk about present abilities. But when I talk about past abilities, I can use could and couldn't. The thing also that I need to remind you why is I'm talking about present continuous. Present continuous is a tense that I used to talk about something happening now. Something happening now. I form it by am is are plus verb plus ing. Am is are plus verb plus ing. Don't forget when a verb ends with e, you remove the e to add ing. When a verb ends with consonant, the vowel consonant, you double the last letter before you add ing. Run, I am running now. Okay, so you double the M before you add ing. You use the verb look, listen, now, right now, at the moment, today. Look, listen, now, right now, at the moment, today, with the present continuous. Never forget these verbs. Once you see them, you must put the verb with the am is are and ing. Okay, I use also in these two units, I use imperatives. Imperatives means orders. I give an order to someone to tell him or tell her what to do. Okay? So how can I use the imperative? I must use the infinitive form of the verb or the base form of the verb. Play, don't play now, okay? Don't plus infinitive or infinitive right way. So eat your food, don't play, don't jump on the table. Once I say all of that, I'm giving orders to people. Again, we're going to go through them again. Present perfect, have or has plus past participle, or have or has got, what we have here. Can and can't for abilities, and present continuous, am is are plus verb plus ing. And the last one is imperatives or orders that I use to tell someone to do what I need from them. Okay? Let's start answering. My best friend, of course, I said before that he, she, it, take, has, got. So my best friend here is a singular form that you need to put has, got. He lives in England, so he speaks English. Now I'm talking about abilities here, so he can or can't speak English. He lives in England, so you need to put he can speak English. Mustafa loves. I said before, love unlike plus verb plus ing. Love unlike plus verb plus ing. So Mustafa loves. Do, does, did, or doing. Of course, it will be doing. Does your father, after does or does is a verb, is infinitive. Does your father like, I'm sorry, like it here? Sorry, likes, like it, love, okay? Likes, like it, love. Of course, after does or doesn't, the verb is infinitive. Does plus infinitive. Does your father like it, wrong? I space pick up the books. My arms are weak. I'm talking about abilities here. So can I say can or can't? Because I'm talking about abilities. So you need to put can or can't. Here, complete the sentence to make a perfect meaning. My arms are weak. So you need to put what? This heavy box, I can't pick it up. I can't pick it up. On this part, we're talking about conjunction words. Conjunction words, they are words to connect the two sentences in one sentence. Conjunction words here, I have but and. But to show contrast between the two sentences, but and to add more information. Okay, so Basil cannot run. He is fast in his wheelchair. Now, do you need to add in more information, or do you have a contrast in meaning? He cannot run means he is disabled. He uses wheelchair, okay? So he is fast in his wheelchair. So this one, I need what? I need contrast in the meaning, so I need to use but. Osama likes playing football, basketball, tennis. I'm adding more words, so I need what? I need and. To make a cup of tea, this is called imperative orders. When I do orders, I tell people right away what I need them to do. I use the infinitive or don't plus infinitive. To make a cup of tea, space some water in a kettle and boil it. Put, puts, putting is put. Now, which one is the base form of the verb? Which is put, right? Space, talk to people you don't know online, okay? This one, you have to do this. Can you talk to people online that you don't know? Of course not. So I'm telling you not to do something when I use orders. And what I tell people not to do something, I use the word don't plus infinitive. I use what? Don't plus infinitive. Now this question is most of it about grammar, okay? What space your sister look like? Remember that when you have look like, it means I need a helping verb here in the present simple tense. So what, because it's your sister, just one sister, you're gonna use what? You're gonna use does. What does your sister look like? He doesn't like, I said before, like and love plus verb plus ing. So this verb is incorrect. You're gonna put it with ing, which is playing. He doesn't like playing basketball, okay? He doesn't like playing basketball. They have, remember that when I have, and has got, you need to put the past participle after have or has. So this one will be get, no, it will be got. Past participle after have or has. Grandma is reading a book. Grandma is reading a book. Why did I put the verb with ing? Because it's a present continuous. Is reading a book. Once you have am is are, you need to put the other verb with ing. Don't forget the keywords that you have in present continuous. Look, listen, now, right now, at the moment, today. Look, listen, now, right now, at the moment, today. This one is a revision about 5 and 6, some of the words that you have on units 5 and 6. So you need to study what we had taken inside your classes. Space is a big and strong building from the past. Pay attention when I say strong building from the past, I need to use only one thing, which is castle. Castle is a strong building from the past. Can I use flat in this one? No, flat is the apartment that you live in. A dolphin is a friendly space animal. Of course, a dolphin lives in the sea, so it's a sea animal. Space is something that you buy to remember a holiday. You have taken this word as in Unit 5 that it is souvenir. Souvenir is something that you buy to remember a holiday. To space is to sleep for a time in a tent. Tent, something that you build in the desert or in a wild place. So this is where you go camping. So camp is to sleep for a time in a tent. What can you see from a place is called a preview, view, review, or viewing. Don't get confused by the similar spelling. You must know that view is something that you see from the top of a place. So this is what? The answer is view. You can boil water in a saucepan, teaspoon, glass, or cup. Of course, you can't boil water in teaspoon, glass, or cup. So you need to put what here? A saucepan. Now, is not a cooking verb. So pay attention to the word not here. Is not a cooking verb. Play, boil, stir, and add. The three of them, boil, stir, and add, we use them to give a recipe to someone. And I need you to remember that recipe is the instruction that we give to make a dish and ingredients in the food that we use to make a dish. Of course, play is not a cooking verb. The space which I always remember is fish and rice. This is a meal, that's what you eat. So can I say meal? Meal, also same pronunciation but different. This is a guy, and this one is what you send to your relative abroad. Meal is what you eat every day. Mile, this is for quantities, so it's meal. You shouldn't eat those crisps because they are healthy, unkind, unhealthy. Of course, crisps have a lot fat and sugar, so you need to use unhealthy. Sorry, crisps have lots of fat and salt, I'm sorry, so they are unhealthy. Pauzy, another mistake, sorry. Pauzy thinks that the space of rice pudding is easy. I said before, recipe is the instructions that we use to make a dish, and ingredients are the food that we put inside a dish. Right. So this one will be a recipe last week. Now before I go to number 11 and the rest of the board, I'm going to talk about the grammar of unit 5 and 6. 5 and 6 talks about first one, 5 it talks about the past simple. You are all familiar with the past simple. The past simple is a tense that I use to talk about something happened and finished. We use the past simple for actions that finished in the past, okay? We form it by adding ed to the verb, ded, ied. We divide the past simple into regular and irregular verbs. Regular verbs end with ed or d or ied. D when a verb ends with e, ied when a verb ends with consonant and y. The irregular verb, nothing, you must memorize them. There is no other way but memorizing the irregular verb. Now, the irregular verb, for example, go, went, see, saw, make, made, sleep, slept, all of these verbs, we have to memorize them. When I talk about the past simple with regular or irregular verbs, this tense needs help in the question and the negative. I use did for the questions and didn't for the negative. Don't forget that after did or didn't, the verb is infinitive. We use the base form of the verb when we use did and didn't. Did for the questions and didn't for the negative. Now on unit 6, we're going to talk about quantities. Quantities, we have countables and uncountable words. Again, countables and uncountable words. Countable, something that I can count. Uncountable words, these words I cannot count. Countables like a marker, like a board, like a pen. Uncountable like rice, like fish, like sugar. All of these words I can count. Please pay attention. We never use are with uncountable words. Uncountable words are always singular. Uncountable words are always singular. So you say sugar is, sugar was, okay? Don't forget this part. Like mathematics. If you remember, mathematics is just one subject that we took before. Mathematics is, gymnastics is. So you need to put the singular form of the verb with these words. Also, the uncountable words are always singular in anywhere. Now, I use lots of expression with them, like some and any. After some and any, some or any, I'm sorry, after some or any, we use plural countable or uncountable word. So I can say I have some tea. I haven't got any tea. Okay, so you use some and any after some or any, plural countable or uncountable. The plural countable, like markers, like bags, like desks, like board, okay, you use them after some or any. But the difference between some and any, that some is in the affirmative form only. We use it in the affirmative form only. It means without any negative form, okay? But sometimes in two cases only, I use them with question mark, like requests and offers. So would you like some tea? I would like some tea, please. Okay, would you like some tea? This is what? An offer. Will you give me some tea? This is a request. So I use some in requests and offers only with a question mark. But any other question, you need to use any. So any, we use it with the negative form, and we use it also with the question. Again, negative and the questions. Negatives and the question, we use any. Don't forget too that we use too much and too many. Too much for uncountable words, something that I cannot count. Too many with countables, plural countables. I use enough to talk about things and nouns that I have just enough of it, means as much as I want or need, as much as I want or need. So this one, enough plus a noun, enough plus a noun, I use it to talk about something that I have as much as I want or need. Now let's go to should and shouldn't. These are called models. We use them in advice. I advise someone to do something good for him or good for her. Okay, after should or shouldn't, because I said models, once you hear the word models, you must remember that it is plus infinitive right way. What do I mean by plus infinitive right way? It means that you never put to. Any other verb, if you want to put it in the infinitive form, you put to plus infinitive. But this one, should and shouldn't, they are plus infinitive right way. They are plus infinitive right way. Let's start answering all of that. Now, I forgot to tell you about the keywords of the past simple. They are yesterday, in the past, last, and ago. Again, the keywords of the past simple, last, yesterday, and ago, and in the past, all of these words that indicates that something happened and finished, I use a verb in the past form. Last week, I spaced from Cairo to Aswan. Once I say last, you remember to put the verb in the past. Last week, I traveled from Cairo to Aswan. When I was 8, I spaced to Alexandria. When I was 8, I'm talking about something in the past, so I need to put the verb in the past. Which one of them is in the past? Went, go, going, or were going. I can never use were going because this is continuous form of the past, so I don't need it here. I need only the past simple, which is went. Near our house, there is space, busy market. Near our house, there is space, a busy market. Now, pay attention, I have two verbs in the past and infinitive base form of verb to be and are. So pay attention. Near our house there is space, a busy market. Can I use where with busy market? This is a singular form, where for the plural and was for the singular. So can I use busy market with where? No, of course. I can never use where with busy market because it's just one thing. So I must use the singular form. The singular form of it is was. Now number 14, there is space, some milk. Now look at the word milk. Is it countable or uncountable? Of course milk is uncountable word. So when you have an uncountable word, what do? You use a singular form of the verb. So because uncountable words are always singular, this one will be there is some milk. There is some milk. Don't forget some in the affirmative sentence and requests and offers. There aren't space figs. There aren't space figs. Some, much, any, a lot. Pay attention to each one. First of all, I have some. Can I use some with negative? No, I can never use some with negative. I must use it in affirmative statements. So I can never use some. This one is incorrect. Now much with uncountable words and many with countable words. So much also here, because I have an S here, figs I can count, so I can never put much with it. Any. Does any work with aren't? Yes, any comes in the negative. Does any work with figs? Yes, any comes with plural countable or uncountable. Can I use a lot? No, I can never use a lot because it needs a preposition which is of. So the answer will be any. We space eat too many crisps. Now, I think this one is about an advice. I'm advising ourselves. We space eat too many crisps. Crisps, this is unhealthy food. So can you eat it? Should you eat it or shouldn't you eat it? Of course, you shouldn't eat too many crisps. You shouldn't space the hot pan. Now pay attention. I said before, shouldn't are models, so you need to put the verb plus infinitive all the way without a to. Which one of them is the infinitive or the base form of the verb? Touch it, touches, touch, or touching. Of course, the touch is the base form of the verb. Have we got spaced rice to make kushari? Now look at the word rice. Is it countable or uncountable? Rice is uncountable. Now let's look at the choices. Don't get confused between the choices. Take one by one and ask yourself, does a lot works with rice? Yes, it works with rice, but when I have the preposition of. So do you have preposition of? No, I don't. So you remove this choice. It's incorrect. Now many with plural countable. Many with plural count. Can you use many with uncountable? No, I can't use many with uncountable. Another word, too many. Can you use too many? Also many with plural count. Can you use too many with rice? No, I can't. So the answer will be enough. And enough again means as much as I want or need. As much as I want or need. Where did you? Did plus infinitive. After did or didn't, the verb is infinitive. Where did you? Of course, you remove the ed, so you're gonna put what? Stay, only the base form of the verb. We played and Ali spaced his bikes. Can I talk in the past and put the other verb in the present simple? This is incorrect, totally incorrect. Once you have past, the whole verbs will be in the past, okay? So Ali, what is the past of ride? Can I put ed to this verb? No, it's an irregular verb, so you must transfer it into rode. Ride, rode, ridden, if you remember. Are there spaced tomatoes in the fridge? Are there spaced tomatoes in the fridge? I have question mark. Now, once I say some, is it a request? No, I'm talking about the existence of something. Is it an offer? No, it's not an offer, so I can never use some in any other question. I need to put the word any. Are there any tomatoes in the fridge? Of course, tomatoes or tomatoes, both of them are right. Tomatoes is British and tomatoes is American accent. So don't get confused with me, pronounce whatever you like. Now, there are too much people in the market. Can you count people? Yes, this one is an irregular word like man, men, person, people. It doesn't have an S at the end, but it's a plural form. We can count people, of course. So two here. Can you put much? Can you put any? No, I need to put too many because I can count people. Don't forget the irregular words, man, men, woman, women, okay, and person, people. All of that you need to remember when you answer this question. Thank you for listening and goodbye.